Well, hello. We're here for another driving vlog. It is February 22nd, 2016. I've been giving small hints to my self-development, my pilgrimage of self-development. Or should I call it something more like finding myself, letting go of myself? Because that's practically what I'm doing. Still have a bit of a cough. What I'm doing is that I'm first tearing down the years and years and years on top of more years of barriers, mental and social barriers that I've put up. Barriers that have been there for most of my life. Because as a kid, you're carefree. But then social conditioning, such as what mom and dad teaches us, and experiences out in the social world, those barriers were put up in response to that kind of thing. Social cues, social conditioning. Example of social conditioning would be not to stick your finger, or not to take a key and shove it in the electrical outlet. Because you've been told by your parents, you've been told by school, maybe you've been told by your friends, people around you, not to do that because it's stupid. You'll get shocked and you'll die. So social conditioning like that. For me, it was more, I got so used to denying myself certain, do I want to call them luxuries? I'm not wanting to get personal and exact on this vlog. I'll just keep going. So I'll be finding more of my inner self. And once I find it, I've been slowly letting that part of myself go. Just recently, I took a Facebook quiz that will determine which part of my brain I'm more dominant in. I took a similar test a year and a half ago, and it came out that I'm analytic. So I favor the left side of my brain. And as an analytical person, I took that test 3 times on 3 different weeks, and the results came out the same. Now, when I took this very similar test, I became more right side dominant. That's more creative, free thinking. I mean, the percentages, it's a small change. The first one, I was like 70. Well, maybe it wasn't that small of a change. It was more 70% left brain and 30% right brain. This one I took recently, of course, same thing, 3 times on 3 different weeks. I am 56% right side dominant, and the remaining percentage is left side. I used to be an analytical, exact, calculating person that didn't put much emotion into my everyday actions. Now I've shifted. I have shifted to be more carefree and right side brain. more emotional. And, of course, to me, I agree with the results because I have become more sensitive emotionally. One of the things is when I watch a movie scene, it could be anime, it could be a live action movie, it could be something, or I hear a very, very touching tale, I end up tearing up now. If I'm watching a movie where there's either a hero comes back to save the day, or a comrade comes back in the nick of time to save the day, I'm already in tears. I'm crying. Whereas a couple years ago, I would have been, yay, good guy. And that's about most expressions I'm going to get. So I have let go of those barriers. I tore some of them down. Some are taking more than usual to tear down. I'm not going to tear down everything because that would be unwise. Some of the barriers, it makes sense why I put them up. But some of the other ones, I think just out of habit, I put them up. And now, since there's no purpose for them to be up, I got to tear them down. I got to make myself more free, more open to thought, put a little more emotion, be sensitive to emotion. Now, here's why I don't mind being more sensitive to emotion. I am now more empathetic. So, with my chosen career, teaching martial arts to my students, I can see past what their actions are. I can understand why they're acting that way. And because of that understanding, I can develop a way to relate to them, or to develop a way to get them to calm down and, follow orders. I mean, it's really a shame because I'd love to reach out to all of them, but that's just not part of the program, and I have hundreds and hundreds of students. I couldn't possibly give the same attention to such a large group. I can only hope to do that, to help a few with a few things, and then maybe my lectures to the class will also resonate with them, and they'll take it to heart. It's something. It's helping me read better the people in my life, becoming more sensitive to their emotions, hearing their tale, understanding their circumstances if I have to. It's helping me achieve. It's helping me to achieve one goal. And I have to admit, until recently I forgot that this was a goal that I had set for myself. People, listen, I do what I do because I want. It's a selfish thing, but it's a deep desire of mine to matter in someone's life. I kept putting it on everybody else to make me feel that I matter to them too. They have to make me feel that I made a difference in their life. And because of that, my previous way of thinking, I was putting up barriers. I was not talking to students. It was always business, business, business. Especially with their parents. It was always business, business, business. Now I'm making it a point to be more approachable, to talk to more people. And I like what's been happening so far. I've been doing it gradually, very gradually, and so far the results are pleasing. They are pleasing. If I could just matter to one person, sure, there's a small list of people that I truly wish to make a difference in. But of course, I'm not one to be to force that upon them. That list of people will have to accept. Okay. They'll have to accept that on their own. That's the gist of it right there. I cannot force it upon them. That wouldn't be right. And that being reminded of that desire was the result of opening myself more, opening my heart to more, to everyone and everything. Everyone in my life, everything I do. So there you have it. I'm gonna head on home. It's pretty late. And gotta catch up on some sleep. Okay. See you later.